Sportsnet's Ken Wiebe from Winnipeg. Ken, now that the series is over, what was the total impact of that Scheifele hit on Evans?
Yeah, just massive. We heard Blake Wheeler talk about it. It just completely changed the complexion of the Jets lineup. Having to replace a top line center is almost impossible this time of year, and we saw how quickly the goals dried up. The Jets just unable to solve Carey Price in this series, and Logan Stanley had a great game, but when Logan Stanley is leading the offense, that means that a lot of the big guns were shut out, and that a lot of that had to do with Mark's absence.
A lot of questions from the outside, Ken, about Pierre-Luc Dubois, whether or not he was healthy or the moving around in the lineup, especially in Game 4. If Kevin Cheveldayoff could go back in time, does that deal still go down as it does with Patrik Laine?
Yeah, Ivanka, I think the deal still happens, but the impact from both of the principals in that deal, both of them would like a mulligan, if you will. I think obviously Patrik Laine didn't work out well for him in Columbus, but we also expect that both Laine and Dubois will be better next time around when the fall comes. Both players in need of an obvious reset. Dubois going 24 games to end the season without a goal. He had 7 assists during that time, but the biggest thing for me, guys, he just wasn't able to generate the same kind of force and power in his skating that we saw in the bubble last year when he had such a dominant stretch against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I think he needs to get healthy. Obviously, with him getting injured 2 games into the after coming out of quarantine, that was a major factor for him this year, and he never got on track. I mean, you saw it tonight. In this series alone, he played on every single line, and ending on the 3rd line. But he played on the top line in Game 2. He played on the 4th line in Game 4, and just didn't look comfortable at all. And he's going to be looking forward to a reset. I don't think the Jets regret the deal, but they know they need to get more out of Pierre-Luc Dubois. The one thing about him, he was very accountable and always knew that he had more to give. I expect a completely different player come the fall.
So a couple weeks ago, the Jets sweep the Oilers, and the Jets, they're the toast of the North. Now they are swept by the Habs, and the questions start. What are the Jets going to do in the offseason? So, Ken, I ask you, what are the Jets going to do in the offseason?
Well, the exit meetings are going to be absolutely fascinating, Ken. Love to be a fly on the wall here, that's for sure. I think by winning a series, Paul Maurice probably extends his tenure with the Winnipeg Jets. We know he's the 2nd longest tenured head coach in the National Hockey League, but just 3 playoff victories for the Jets in those 10 seasons. So the clock is starting to tick for this group. We know their core group they're not young anymore. Yes, they have some good young players. We know they have good young defensemen in Ville Heinola and Dylan Samberg ready to go. We know Cole Perfetti helped Canada win a gold medal, but there are going to have to be some changes, especially on the back end. Even though there are some young guys coming, I expect the Jets to be active either in free agency or a trade to get an experienced defenseman, because that loss of Dylan DeMello obviously exposed the lack of depth on the back end.